All right, we're live. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to another weekly Thursday Q&A live training call. My name is Luis, and I offer IT support for Investment Dominator. So I will be taking care of this call today. On this call, we will actually go over some of the most requested and used features inside Investment Dominator. So once we are done with those features that I have prepared for you, we can actually take in any questions that you might have today, and I will try my best to answer them live on the call. And if it's not possible, then what I would do is actually go and answer them next call, or we can actually have you submit a ticket, and then we can follow through the question that way. All right? So how do you send in your question? You're probably asking yourself. So the first thing you have to do is actually go ahead and join with computer audio. This is the first screen that will show up when you join in the call. And you want to click on chat and submit a live question for the stream. Do know that all these calls are actually recorded and posted on the user guide. So these will be recorded, just as an announcement. And then, as I mentioned just earlier, the questions that are not answered will actually be saved for the start of the next session. So actually, if you are able to hear me fine now, can you just let me know, like by saying hello in the chat? That would be real helpful. So the first thing I want to bring out is actually go ahead and jump to the LPG deal flow. And this is how we teach to the business. The first thing you want to do is actually select the target market. And then what this means is actually select a county that is actually going to be good like a good amount of movement. People are interested in buying in this county, of course. It's very, very important that you go and select a county, not just randomly, but actually with some idea, because again, this is how you will get your business, right? So once you actually go ahead and select the correct target market, you want to go ahead and get a contact list of landowners and filter set lists. For this, you have various options. You can get contact the county directly and get the full list, and then you will have to do some significant work filtering through the list. But that's how many people do it. You can buy it off third-party services that do offer an easier way to purchase those records, and you will still have to filter the lists. And then lastly, you have the option of the outside data service integration that we have implemented within Investment Dominator. And what this does is actually you select the county, certain filters, and it will actually import those records directly into the system. You don't need to get a CSV, you don't need to format your list. It will be directly imported into your system, so you can get those letters mailed right away. So that's a really useful tool as well. So once you have the list, again, you want to actually start mailing those letters out. You want to mail those neutral letters out and start talking to people that are interested in selling their land. Once you get actually interest from people that want to sell their land, you want to do preliminary research on the land that they are interested in selling. This is to come up with an offer amount that is fair for their land. Once you have like the offer or the option, you want to mail out that offer option to these people. And then if they are agreeable with the offer you have sent, and you want to do an open escrow and detailed research on the property, because now you are going to sell that property to flip it and make a profit. So once you have the research, you want to market the property, and then you have the option, depending on your business or your liking, to market the property with or without owner financing. So that really does depend on your own business flow. And lastly, what we all love to hear is when you sell the property and close and you finally get paid, right? That's where we all want to get. So that's just the normal LPG deal flow. And then next, I want to bring out what the system does for you. So you will actually input the following info into Investment Dominator, okay? The one on the left. You will input your company information, the county data, the offer requests. This can come in by phone, by website, by email. And then you want to have the property details of those county properties that you import. You want to have tasks. You have prospects, leads, buyers. You have transaction information, and you have lead tracking information. You will enter this information into the system, and the system will actually output for you. It will output you the letters, it will output you the offers. The websites will be ready for you to use. You'll need to develop those. You will have the calculators and tools to come up with your offers and many other things. You have analytics for your KPIs and all of that good stuff. And then lastly, you have team management, because you can actually scale up your business with this system. You can, if you work you start working on your own, that's fine. And then later on, you can actually add in EAs, you can add in other people that work with you to help you out, depending on, it's very scalable business, and the Investment Dominator does support that for you. So lastly, I want to say that after this call, you will actually get a pop-up asking for feedback. So we will really appreciate you if you could actually answer that survey. It should pop up at the end of this call, and then you can just simply answer with your name, your email address, and then a couple of questions related to your usage within Investment Dominator. So actually, we can now go ahead and head into Investment Dominator. There's a couple of things I want to talk about, and then I think that's what we're going to do next. Okay. Awesome. Let's go ahead and check Investment Dominator. Here is mine. The first thing I want to talk about is actually preparing records for offers. So you have mailed out your letters. You have received interest from those potential sellers, and then your record should be in the pending preliminary research status. So in the offer request stage, you want to check here, and then that's where your properties will be, right? So if you want to mail an offer letter for them right away, you really can't do that, and that's because you need to actually come up with an offer first. Okay, so a really quick way to do this is actually to just click on this icon, and then you have calculate the offer / option amount, and then you will have the system does calculate you and then a default offers based on the market value of the property, and then you have the minimum offer and the maximum offer that we recommend, and then you need to actually put the back taxes, the loan / mortgage or liens, and then if you want to have the minimal offer that we recommend, you just simply click on save here. I will actually just save that automatically. If you need to input like a custom offer, you can also do that. Just you can just input here and then just click save. It will save your offer amount. Also, one other thing I want to note is actually in here, once you mail in the letter, you will see the offer accept by date. So that's very important because the offer accept by and the offer expires on. So you want to set them depending on how many. So the idea is you don't want to give them a year or too much time to think about it, but you also don't want them to have like one day to accept the offer, right? Or maybe the offer is already expired by the time they get the letter. So if you leave it blank, what will happen is actually it will take the if you're going to customize and document template settings, it will take how many days from now on you have input here. So if you put 15 days or 30 days and then update, the offer amount will actually, the offer accept by date will actually be 30 days from today. So that's how you would input that in. But you can also set a custom date by going into the record and then offer accept by date. You want to go into here and then you can just simply change it to your liking. You know though that if you input this date and then what will happen is if you try to print the letter later on, it will have this date set. So you can see there's 2021, this long expired, right? So just be aware of that. So if you can just simply delete it, and then it will use the default date. And then you have various ways to generate this letter, right? The offer letters. One way will be to go into options, then generate documents. And then you have the offer agreement. So you can just simply go into local printer and you can just print everything. You can download the zip file with every letter. So you want to have the offer cover letter, which we can view right now if you want. Here is the offer cover letter. Then we have the offer agreement, which is like the contract, right? Then we have the exhibit A, which is actually called in the offer contract. So if you can see the legal description, see exhibit A. That's why you want to print it. And then lastly, you want to print the label, the envelope label. So this would be the envelope label that goes into your envelope, or your envelope. All right, if you don't have an offer amount, so we can try this right now. This is a very common problem I see. Why can I mail out my offers, right? And this is because the offer amount is not set. You just set it to 0, then try to generate this document. What will actually happen is it will have this this error message. Sorry. All right. It will have this error message that it just explains how the record number 164 needs to have an offer amount, and it needs to be larger than the back taxes, of course, because back taxes is subtracted from the offer amount. So just be aware of that. That's a very common issue I see all the time. People have this problem. So you want to set up the offer amount And this offer amount, again, is calculated by the system based on the market value. You will need to do your research on the property to come up with an offer amount, and then you need to save it, and then you're ready to mail out those letters, of course. So, and this is how you do it for property, of course. And then we have the option to mail it to several people to prepare every property that we have in this status that people have interested in selling. So you will say, you know what, I have 500 of them. It will take me all day to prepare this, right? So, because that also there's the option of sending blind offer letters, right? And those do come in this. It will take a long time to set up the offer amount. So we actually have this button, set offer / option amounts button. And then you can actually set those in bulk. So for example, this one does need to have an offer, because if I leave it to 0, it will have the error message, right? So I want to have, let's say this market value was 30,000, and then I want to save the minimum offer. Every record needs to have that happen. And then what we can do is, let's say I just did everyone for the sake of time, right? And then what we can do is actually select all right? And then it will select every record in this status. And then we can go ahead and actually go into actions, and then generate documents. And then you can go ahead and print those out, and it will print every record that you have selected that is actually that meets the requirements, right? That has an offer amount, because there will be a couple. See, I only have 11 out of 35, because the rest, and it will say the error message, all of these do not have an offer amount set. So out of the ones I have of 35, only 11 met the criteria of having an offer amount. So everyone else, every other record did not. So that's why this letter is here at the end. But for the others, you will have all of this stuff ready. And then what you want to do actually at the end, once you print those out, mail those out, you want to bulk update, because it will move those over to the offer sent status, right? You have mailed those out, and then you need to have them moved over from the pending preliminary research to the offer sent status. So you want to press bulk update, and then you want to send them to the offer sent status, right? And then boom. So that's one way to do it. And the other way to do it is actually to go into land, and then to campaigns. And here, what you will find is it will actually have every record that is available. It will print every record that meets the requirements. So every record will print it here. And again, it's the 11 records that I just mentioned. It's here. So if you go to campaign, land, campaign, and then you can print those here. And then you just press bulk update records, and it will say, hey, you want to move this over from the pending preliminary research to the offer sent status? Of course, because I already printed those letters, mailed those out, right? So now I want them to be in the offer sent status. And then they're just gone from this part because they're not in the preliminary research status anymore, but in the offers made stage, in the offer sent status, right? This property was part of the one I just did, and you can see it's already in the offer sent status. So hopefully you will receive, people are agreeable with your offer, and then you will continue on from there. But this is how you would actually prepare records for offers, right? They call you or email you or go into your website and fill their information because they are interested in receiving an offer from you. Then you come up with an offer and mail that offer out. That's the idea. And then you want to move those over to the offer sent status because you have already sent the offer. All right. So I think we have covered that out well. And the second one is how to send a subset of records within Investment Dominator. So let's say I have, right now I have 1,650 prospects, right? This is way too many. Maybe I don't want to mail that many. So how do I mail only a certain amount? So one way to do it will be to just manually select those, right? You know, you want to select the ones I want to mail. Yeah, I want to mail this many. It will take you a very long time to do that, right? So, and then you want to go into actions, generate the letter, generate documents, and then generate the neutral letter, right? You will only print the ones I just selected, 14. You'll only have 14 letters here. Well, you have 10. I'm sure there's a reason for that. So, yeah, and the reason is because these properties are not in the prospect status. I'm sorry, that's the confusion there. It needs to be in the prospect status, right? So if you want to only have prospects in your prospect status, so prospect stage is one thing. These are stages, and these are statuses. A stage can contain several statuses. So the prospect stage contains prospect, mailer 1, and then this is just a custom status I have. So if you want to only have those prospect status records here show up, and you want to do a search. So you want to search by status equal prospect. And then it should go considerably down the amount of records. Let's see how many there are, 379. So those are the only ones I have in my system right now. Okay, but you know, maybe I only want to mail 100. So again, you can just select one by one, and then you will only mail out those you select, right? That's a way to do it. Another option would be to actually do a search. Let's say I only want to mail out the Duval County records I have in my system. So a way to do that will be you will actually need to do an advanced search. And that's because you need to search for prospect records that are in the Duval County, right? So you want to go into advanced search here, and then say status equals prospect, and then add another rule that says county equals Duval, and then it will only have the Duval records, which are only 10. So let's say you only want to mail these 10 out, right? Well, these are just the Duval records I have in my system. So let's say I just select them all, and then I want to go into actions, generate documents. It will be a neutral letter. So let's just print out the letter, the envelopes, and then you're just ready to go, right? This is the 10 I just selected, and then the 10 envelopes. And that's how you would do a campaign with only a certain amount of records selected. So that's the idea on how you would do that. Then you want to bulk update, of course. You want to bulk update it to the mail letter 1 status because you send the first neutral letter. So that is the way you would send a subset of records within Investment Dominator, only a subset of records, not every prospect record. Because if you want to go and complete your campaign of every prospect record you have, you want to go into land, then campaign, and you will see you have 307 prospects. And then you can just print it out, and it will be every prospect you have on your system. sometimes it can be thousands. People have thousands of records, so maybe if you only want to have a certain subset, a certain county, a certain state, you can do that the way I just showed you by going to advanced search and then filter it that way. It actually plays into, and I just see a quick question. How do you go to the block view? You want to go land dashboard. And this is the, I believe that's the block view we mentioned. Land dashboard. So the next actually question, the next block I have for you guys is actually the advanced search. I just touched it a little bit. I just showed you how to get those prospects from a certain county out, but you can do so much more with this tool, because you can do however many rules you want to add. You can do reports this way. You can do, and then you can just save your criteria, right? You can press save here, and then it will be saved and available for you to use in the future. So let's say I want to have, like I just mentioned, like I want to have all the properties from, I believe it's, let me check. I'm not actually, so it might be like this, or maybe I need to name it Arizona completely. Let me check quickly. Okay, so it's the short-term version. So let's say I want to have every record. This will be every record in every status, right? All of my Arizona records here, and I have like thousands of them all over, right? Some are in offer sent, some are in file closed, some are, in other statuses. So that's a very powerful tool, and it will be necessary when you really get into the system, and I think it will be very helpful for you to run advanced searches. And then actually, if you want to read more about advanced searches, we have these over in the user guide. You want to go help, user guide, and you want to go into and do a search, advanced search. Look at this. We have an article about advanced searches right here for you guys. So, you have the option to, it explains every filter there is. So, it explains how you will actually save those searches and you can access them anytime quickly. So you'll have to actually go and create the same advanced search every time you come here, and it will take a long time to create your advanced search, right? So, so these all the articles we have, and we have a lot of information. But yeah, that's basically how you run an advanced search, and then you have all of these are fields in your system, so you can run all types of records. What's the last updated? Like I want to have the records updated in the month of July, so I would do something like this: records last updated between July 1st and 31st. But then maybe I only want records from like a certain state or something. You can just add this extra criteria or another rule. I'm just gonna do this and see how many I have worked on this last month. Yeah, 1,700 records. So from all over, of course, because I didn't actually filter big for state or something else, right? So that's the idea. So that's how we actually perform advanced searches in the system. You'll find that was very useful later on. All right. So next up, I want to bring out how to export records in the system. So you may want to keep your records, export your records to like maybe to your computer just to keep like a backup. We do keep your data safe. You don't have to worry about that. We have our ways. Let's say we keep your data set, you don't have to worry about it. But if you would like to have backup on your own, you can totally do that. And the way to do that is actually you want to have give a full export of all your records in your system, and you can simply go to land and go into export, and will generate the full list of all of your records in the system. So you can see this is a very big file. Then you can go into house and then just export the records, marketing, yeah. And then the notes, you can export everything in the system. And then you can keep a backup of it. You can see how big this file is. If I try to open it, it will take a while, but it's every record I have in my system, and I can keep a backup. You may want to upload it online, like on the cloud. You want to keep it on your computer, keep a backup home. That's how you would do that. It's very easy. You can go land, export, and then you can just keep your records safe on your own if you choose to, right? But your records are safe. You don't have to worry about it. So I'll just cancel it out because it's very, very large and it's slowing me down. But yeah, that's how you would have the full backup. But you also have the option to just export a certain amount of records in the system. So let's say I only want to export the offers made records. So I don't want to export every record in the system because it takes too long. So, but I only want to export the ones I have sent offers to. So I would select these records, however many records you want. It doesn't have to be all of them. Maybe I don't want to export this one, let's just say, for whatever reason, right? And then you want to go into actions and then go into export records. And this will be much the same way. It will generate the CSV with every record you have selected. So if I just open this up, you can view that this is every record I just selected now is going to be here. Yeah, 112. So, and it will have all of the information from the record. So which status, the APN, county. So, and you note that if you export these records out, you won't actually be able to import them right away. You will need to format these again because you can see it doesn't really match what's on the when you import a list. It doesn't match the header. It's not the same. It has many more fields that are not actually importable. So you will have to do significant work to import the list back in, but you can do that if you work on the list. But yeah, this is how you would export records. You have the option to export every record in your system or just select a certain amount of records, and this is how you do it. And it does apply to not just land, but houses, marketing, and notes section. So it's much the same way. Just export, that will generate your CSV file, and then you have the option to keep your records, your records to export the records from the system, and then keep it wherever you want. So actually next I want to talk about how we keep track of every action you do with the records in the system. And what I mean by this is actually if you go into a record, you go to the bottom, to the very bottom, you'll see that we have, to the activity log section, you'll see that every update that I have done on this record is actually logged, okay? So, and you can view all of these. I have worked on this record very many times. You can see how many times I've worked on this record. You can click here into view in detail, and it will take you to the activity log, which is really located in team activity log. But this is filtered to only contain the record I just selected, right? So you can see maybe the detail. What did I do this time? well, I moved this over from the custom sales status to the offer sent status. What did I do that time? I moved it from the pending preliminary research to the offer sent. You know, you can keep track of who did this change, when did this change happen, and then you can view the details of this change you have made. So this is how you if you once you have, like, let's say you work alone, then you know you did that, right? You did that yourself. But if you have many people and then you see a change in the system, then you can just view really who's working on that, and then you can view what they change in the system. So this is how you would view the actions, the activity log view for records. And we have another feature that is relatively recent, where you can view the history of the record. So let's say the record, when was the record last updated? So this is the very last time it's been updated, right? Which is actually today, like, because I worked on it a little bit. We sent it to the offer sent status earlier in the call. But then I can actually click on this small, no, not click, just hover over this small clock icon, and you can view every time it's being updated. So this is like a history. So you can keep track of that. That's a way to do it. Then you have actually in the property record status, when was the last time it's been changed? So you can see it was changed on like April, and it was changed on July. So this is a way to keep track of that as well, right? And then I believe there's another one. Let me check. Maybe not. Maybe I was wrong. But yeah, that's a way to check the history of the records. So you can very keep track of when is this record being worked on. So that's and lastly, I actually want to say that you can undo actions. Like if something happens that you didn't really want to do, it was maybe a mistake, and you can just simply click on like undo. It should undo this action, right? So that would be the way to undo a record. That's an extra bonus because it wasn't in the. I wasn't really going to look into that, but there you go. That's a way to do it, right? So I want to talk next up. I actually want to talk about the marketing tab. So what's this stuff, right? So in the marketing tab, you will have people who actually go into your selling site. Let's say you already have properties ready to sell, right? The first thing people will go and see is actually your opt-in page, unless you have disabled it. If you have not disabled it, it will ask you to enter your name and your email address. And what will happen is actually there will be a record created here whenever somebody signs up for your opt-in page. So that this is going to be in the prospect status, yeah. And then you can simply, like, maybe if you want to have like a mailing campaign, like an email campaign. I'm sorry. That's why these records are stored in your marketing tab. So maybe if you eventually want to be interested in doing that, that's why this option is there. Another option is the contact us page. So if you go into your buying side and then go into the contact us page, you filled out this information, your name and your email. It will actually be also stored here. That's for your sellers. And then you can actually go ahead and import records. So let's say this is very popular to have those NIVO letters up. Send those NIVO letters, The way you do it is go to marketing and import, and then we have the sample list. So, let's say you have you procure the neighbor letter. You have the property. You want to mail out to the neighbors that you have this property for sale. Then you want to enter those, and then you want to enter those in the neighbor type, right? So it would say these are neighbors. Let's say I have all these people. So obviously I don't have any right now, but let's say I have these are all neighbors. So I will fill out the information here, and there are certain required fields for it, and I can just bring it up shortly. And then once you have it up, you want to actually have interesting property ID. This means you want to insert the property they are interesting, which is they are interesting, which is the one they're neighbors, right? So you want to say they are let's say that they are interested in this property, 175. So what you want to insert in that field is going to be the property ID. So you won't enter. So a very common thing I see also is going to be they want to enter the APN data. That's not what this field is required. We need to have the property ID entered there. So if I was to fill this out with neighbors, so I would put the property ID 175, and then this would be what I would fill. I will fill their names, their addresses, which is required to send in a mailing campaign, right? So that would be the way to do it. And to talking about the required fields, again, this is actually going to be available on the user guide. So you want to go into Nivor. Now, you know what? It's okay. Yeah, that's marketing, how to improve your context. So it will say how I just did to download the sample list. And I'm sorry, actually, you can actually go into import, and the article is right here, right? View the user article. See, you have to search for it. So you just want to click on it, and then you can see the required field. So you need to mention which type of record it is. In your case, if you want to mail an Nivor campaign, then you want to have it be Nivors. Then the requirement is going to be you need to have the mailing address, which is street, city, state, zip code, or you want to have at least the email address, or you want to have the phone number or mobile phone number. So those are required fields. These are only required if you don't have the others. So if you only have the owner, the Nivor address, like the mailing address, that's fine. You don't really need to have the email or the phone numbers. These are only required if you don't have the mailing address, right? So if you only have the email address, that's fine. You don't need to have the mailing address. Only the email address is enough. And then if you only have the phone number, that's fine. You don't need to have the email or the mailing address. That makes sense. So that's why it's only required if we only need either the mailing address or the email address or the phone number to really contact them. If we don't have any of them, then what's the point? We can contact these people, right? So that's the idea. And we need to mention which type of contact it is. It's prospect, lead, buyer, investor, Nivor, unsubscribe. So then we have all the rest of this information, the name, the source, email status, sales status. And then this is the property. Like I mentioned, it needs to be the property ID, not the APN or any other data you want. It needs to be the property ID. It just says right here, the property ID. And then they can be interested in many properties. If you have many properties in the same county or then you can actually add several of them at the same time. So then once you have your list ready, let's say you already have your Nivo list, you want to go and import the list. You will just choose the file, the CSV file, and the press upload list, and then the people will actually appear here in the Nivo section. And I see I have several of them already. Then how would you generate the Nivo letter? You're probably asking yourself. Okay, so the way to do that is you can select these people. Now that they need to have a property they are interested in. If they don't have a property they are interested in, then they cannot be part of your mailing campaign. So then you can just generate documents and then just generate the Nivo letter. And there you go. It's a Nivo letter for if you only have you only want it for certain people, right? So that would be the way to have only certain Nivos you select, right? That we're talking about. You can just mail to certain people, or you can mail to everyone. So the way to mail to everyone would be to go into campaigns. You get to go marketing, campaigns, or just click on campaigns right here. And then you can just print every Nivo letter that you have in your system. You can just do that, and then just print it. And that's how you actually mail your Nivo campaign. A Nivo letter campaign. You import and then mail it out. And then you can do so much more with the marketing section, right? As I mentioned, we have email, we have tracking, like lead source, we have the phone numbers, we have the status in which these people are in. So actually, once you sell your land, let's say you already have sold a property, you will see that actually you have the option, and you should input who you sold this property to. So, and the way to select who you sold this property to is they need to be on your marketing tab as buyers. So I have this person, just a test, right? First name, test. All right. So this is the person that, let's just say, bought this property from me. So I have him in buyers, in the buyers section of the marketing tab. I add this person. And if I only want to add this one record into the marketing system, if I need to add like a bulk, I can just go actions and add record. And that's how you add, like, if I already have like a buyer in my property, and I will just fill out the info, right? George, whatever. Then you do need to have one field, so let's just say a phone number, right? And then you finish adding the contact. All right. Then it should be on my buyers list. Yeah. And then when I go into the land section and I have sold the property, this person will show up. So that's how you would do that, right? And then you will, this info is just for you, right? The transaction information is just to keep track, and you can keep track of it inside the system. You know, you can just fill out of the information here. And then who you sold it to, that's how we would do that. I often have this question also, like, why can I add who I sold this property to? And this is how you do it. You need to add it on your marketing section as a buyer, and then you can select it. So I think we have actually spent a lot of time in the marketing section. I talk about how to generate the Nivo letters, how to add buyers, etc. So I actually want to bring up how to search for things in the user guide, because this guide has so much information for you guys already available. So we have actually recently updated the user guide look, right? I don't know how many are too new to realize, but we improved the search. So if you can search for import, back in the day you had to click here, and now you already have the searches right here in real time, right? That's really a really useful feature to have. So if I want to have how to import for land, you just click, you search for import, and then boom, here's the article. Here's a video of how to
Here
import.
it says choose your phone. So when
Right. So I just want to say that a lot of we're always happy to answer tickets. So if you have any questions, just let us know. You can, and I will let you know how to submit a ticket just in a moment. But you do have the option to search in the user guide, and there's so much information here. Okay, so you have a question, you can try, if you want, you can try to first search for in the user guide, and maybe it will be able to maybe you will be able to answer it yourself. So that's a possibility. And then we have a get started guide here. So this is like the more advanced Q&A call. So I'm not skipping this one. But yeah, you have browse training. You can view all of the articles we have here, right? And then we have sign up for the Investment Dominator. I think we all have Investment Dominator here, right? So, but then you can browse by category. So we have a bunch of categories here: house, land, selling, integrations, automations, customizations, data, live training, and Q&A call. So every call is recorded and uploaded here. So if you think maybe this call I just went through something you really want to look back in the future, you can just click in here, and then it's in YouTube. It's a YouTube video, so you can just access in the future. And then there's notes, the SEO, loan servicing, and then everything is tagged to the SEO. So let's say this is very useful for you guys, really. The SEO is like marketing type of things, the reports, So this is how you actually use the user guide, right? You can do a search. We have all these categories here already, so you can hopefully find your what you're looking for. But if you're not, then what you want to do is actually go ahead and go into help, and then create a new support ticket. And then you submit your information here. Please be as descriptive as you can with your issue or your question. And then, if you can add screenshots here or recordings, those are really useful for us. That you want to select what's your operating system, what's your browser, how important it is to you. Maybe if it's not a critical issue, you can say normal. This is how you attach files. So, and then just you just create the new ticket. That's how you would get in contact with us at the IT support side of things. As I mentioned, if you want to have a help section, we have the live Q&A training calls. This is how you really join, right? But you can view the replays here as well. As I mentioned, there's all the replays. And then if you click on them, you will see they have a timestamp. So you can see if you have a question, maybe you're only interested in one part, right? You don't want to, view the full hour. You can just simply skip to the good part. So this is how you would do that. Okay. And then I wanted to bring out actually how to view the system updates. That's actually also the user guide. So we have two sections. What's new is where we post what we just released for the system. So these are all just new articles that the July update. So that was a very big update. I'm not sure if you guys have checked it out. You guys should have gotten a notification and an email about it. We have several videos explaining how everything changed. So this is how you would view the what's new section, is how you view the new updates we have for the system. And then lastly, we have the known issues, which are like the bugs we are aware of right now. And then we can let everyone know here this bug is correctly. If you're about to submit a ticket, maybe you can just check this known issue section here. And then if it's here, well, we already know we're working on it. But if it's not, then you can just go ahead and submit the ticket, and then we'll keep track of your case that way. So, all right, we only have a couple minutes left. So, if anyone has any questions, just be sure to bring it out. Don't keep it hidden. Just let me know. Are there any more questions we have right now? Please post in in the chat, and then we can hopefully look at it. Or if it's too long, then we'll look at it next call. So, yeah, I don't think I'm seeing any more questions, but again, if you have issues, just go ahead and help create a support ticket, and then we will take care of you here. And actually, I want to bring out something I kind of forgot. If you have a feature that you want to add that you think will really help your experience with Investment Dominator, it's actually accessing this in here as well. So you can go help and then suggest a feature, and then you can actually submit this feature in the system, and then we'll consider adding this feature in a future system update. So that's how we get some of the updates we have released is because people have suggested that we have those updates. So just please, if you think something that will really assist you in using Investment Dominator, please go ahead and leave us some feedback. So I'd suggest a feature, just let us know what you think will be helpful for the system, and then just let us know how important it would be. Maybe it's just a small update, right? Maybe it's not important, but we're cool. That's fine. We read them all. We appreciate all of your feedback, and then and if it's very important, then just let us know, and then we'll consider adding it up in a future system update. So that would be how we are in contact with the IT support team is in contact with the users. So I think I'm going to just finish this call just now because I don't think we have any more questions. But we actually look forward to seeing you on the Monday setup call. If you're new and you want to go to that call, we'll wait you there, or we can see you actually next Thursday on the same time. Every week we hold this call, so we look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Bye.